And my research is that the Dark Age of Camelot was originally going to be a sequel of a text-based multiplayer game. Um,
Wow. Yeah, it's true. It's funny you know that. I didn't even know that information was out there. Yeah, we had so the game that we launched with this text-based game that I was talking about in the very early 90s, 90 or 91, was called Tempest, and then we got a cease and desist letter from the company that owned the arcade game Tempest.
uh,
I don't know how they found out us about it. We made like $50 off this game. It was not super successful at the time. Uh, so we renamed it Darkness Falls because that was the name of one of the areas in the game. And then Darkness Falls actually turned into a three-sided PvP text game that launched on America Online. Still text only, although it had a little graphical front end, so it wasn't just streaming text. It had little it segregated the text into different areas, so it looked like a game. And then we all were playing EverQuest like around the clock when it came out in 1999. And we had another moment where we looked at each other, we're like, all right, how hard can this be? We already have a game engine, we have the text based game, and we had a 3D accelerated first person shooter called Spellbinder. It was actually pretty big in Germany at the time. Deutsche Telekom, I think, hosted that. And so we took the we took the 3D accelerated engine from client from Spellbinder and just used the Darkness Falls server as the server, and that was the genesis of Dark Age of Camelot. But yeah, before we hit on using the Arthurian legends as a public domain IP, we were making it Darkness Falls 2 or Darkness Falls 3D or something appropriately Y2K sounding. And then we were like, okay, we don't have a hook, right? We're a very small company. We were like 28 people when Camelot launched, 28 developers. And then so our president, the president of the company, Mark Jacobs at the time, had the idea, thank God, of using Disney style, using OG myths and legends to make a product. And people had heard of King Arthur, of course. So we had a three-sided PvP system in Dark Age of Camelot with the King Arthur knights in one team and the Viking legends in another team, and then Celtic Irish lore as the third team. And that actually was a stroke of genius because King Arthur is kind of well known in America, but boy, you go to England and France and Europe, and it's huge, right? It's part of their national identity in a lot of places. So Camelot did really well in Europe, and so much of our success came from there. But yes, it did start out as Darkness Falls 3D, and then morphed into Dark Age of Camelot. It was all pre-release, obviously. The public never knew that it was another name.